not suffering. In my motorcycle days, I used to ride all over the country. One day when I was in a remote area, a freak accident occurred, and my calf muscle was slashed right up to the bone. So I went to a local clinic, asked the doctor to fix my leg. The doctor examined the wound and said there was no way he could, because he had no anesthetic facility. He suggested that I rush to a bigger hospital and seek immediate medical attention. I said I didn't have the time, that I had to continue my journey because I had a schedule to meet. I told him he had to fix it. He refused. I was bleeding profusely. After much argument, he gave in because a pool of blood was gathering where I stood. So without any anesthesia, he began to put my muscle together, which took about 52 sutures on 3 different levels. Through this entire process, I was having a conversation with him. He was sweating and puffing through it all. After it was over, he asked me incredulously, "Is there no pain in your leg at all?" There was pain, terrible, unbearable pain. But pain is a natural phenomenon, and it is good. Without it, you wouldn't know if your leg was chopped off, but suffering is another matter altogether. Pain is bad enough, why make it worse with suffering? Suffering is entirely self-created, and every human being has the choice to suffer or not to suffer. It doesn't take much intelligence to choose the latter. The Karmic Conundrum. Once it happened, on a certain day, Shankaran Pillai was sitting in a bar with his buddies. Suddenly the clock struck 8. Shankaran Pillai put down his glass, rose, and started walking toward the door. His friend said, "Hey, what's the problem? Where are you going? Why don't you finish your drink?" But Shankaran Pillai kept walking wordlessly, zombie-like, towards the door. The friends laughed and said, "Okay, now we know. It's 8 o'clock. You got to go home. You're afraid of your wife, aren't you? What are you, a man or a mouse?" Shankaran Pillai stopped, turned around, and said, "I am the man in the house. If I were a mouse, my wife would be afraid of me." He walked slowly home. His wife's rule was that he should reach home by 8. Today, the man-mouse argument and his slow, inebriated pace had delayed him. His wife was sitting on the porch, rolling pin in hand. She glowered at him and said, "You fool, once again drinking? Come here, I will show you." Shankaran Pillai was a frail but agile man. He walked toward her meekly, but then suddenly leapt over her and ran into the house. She rose and lumbered after him. He made her run all over the house, confident that she would never be able to catch him. After much running around, he darted into the bedroom and scampered and hid under the bed. She rushed behind him. She was a big woman, could not slip under the bed. He lay there, secure, as she hollered, "You coward, what are you doing under the bed? Come out! Are you a man or a mouse?" Shankaran Pillai replied, "I am the man of this house. I have the freedom to lie down wherever I want." It was the only place he could be at that moment, but he needed to claim it was his freedom. Unfortunately, most human beings are doing much the same thing. They are labeling their compulsions, their limitations, as their choices. If you can joyfully do whatever is needed in a given situation, this is freedom. But limiting yourself to doing only what you like is a horribly compulsive way to live. This compulsiveness is the trick of karma, that ancient word that has been mangled by popular usage across the world. What exactly is karma? Karma literally means action. Action is of three kinds. It would be in terms of body, mind, or energy. Whatever you do with your body, mind, or energy leaves a certain residue. This residue forms a pattern of its own, and these resultant patterns stay with you. When you gather a huge volume of impressions, slowly these shape themselves into tendencies, and you become like an automatic toy, a slave to your patterns, a puppet of your past. Karma is like old software that you have written for yourself. Unconsciously, depending on the type of actions that you perform, you write your software. Once you write a certain type of software, your whole system functions accordingly. Based on the information from the past, certain memory patterns are formed and keep recurring. Now life is just cyclical. This is why the same patterns keep returning in your life. There are a few variations, but they remain essentially the same, repeating themselves across generations. After a while, this repetitiveness can be deadly. It is important to see that these patterns rule you from within, not from without. No one has to exercise any external control upon you. Your inner autocrat rules you all the time. You may think it is a new day. Circumstances may change, but internally you are experiencing the same thing over and over again. And so, the more things change, the more they stay the same, not physically, but experientially. You are helplessly stuck in the karmic rut. Freedom is now an empty word because the way you think, feel, and understand life, even the way you sit, stand, and move, is conditioned by your past impressions. From the moment you were born, your parents, your family, your education, your friends, where you lived, where you traveled, all this decided everything about you. Karma is encrypted on every aspect of life. It is imprinted on your mental memory, the fundamentals of your body, your chemistry, your very energy. These are all backup systems. Even if you lose your body or your mind, you still do not lose your karma. The backup systems are so efficient. What you consider to be your personality, the bundle of traits and tendencies that you are, is because of information you have gathered unconsciously. These tendencies have been traditionally described as vasanas. The word vasana literally means smell. Depending upon what type of garbage is in the bin today, that is the kind of smell that will emanate from it. Depending upon what type of smell you emit, you attract certain kinds of life situations to yourself. Suppose today there is rotten fish in the garbage bin. It may stink for you, but many other creatures are drawn to it. Tomorrow, if there are flowers in the garbage bin, it smells different and still other creatures are drawn to it. When I first went down south to the city of Coimbatore almost 30 years ago, I stayed as a guest in a physician's house. He was a gregarious man and told me of an incident that happened in his family. They were from a coastal region in India, and his elder daughter was particularly fond of fish. She was studying up north in the hills of Dehradun, where she did not get fish to eat. So whenever she came home for her vacation, she wanted to have it every day. His wife was a vegetarian, but she would cook fish even though she did not eat it. There is a particular variety of small dried fish that you would know if you are from that part of the country. It has an incredible odor. If it is being carried in a truck, you would like to drive 2 miles behind the truck or hold your breath as you pass it. Cooking it in the house is a pretty good strategy to evict your neighbors from their homes.